Well, welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition of Choir Boys Cutlery. Hey, before we get into the video, 22 veterans a day in this country take their own lives. Vets, two things. I love you, and you have a place here. I'll put some links in the description below to some folks who can help you if you are struggling. Don't fight this fight alone. We back to blue over here. We support Leo. Scab, how do you do that, son? Well, we don't break the damn law. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. Well, today we have the Nomad from Work Tough Gear. I love this knife. It's got a 10-inch blade, 9-inch cutting surface, 5.5-inch handle for 15.7 overall. It is a saber grind with a convex cutting edge. It's a 1/4 inch thick. It's got a Tonto blade. Instead of a guard, we've got a deep choil, which I really like. It's actually got a couple choils on it. I love this knife. Let me say that up front. Now, here's the deal. This thing come to me from my guy, JR, who is a massive supporter of this channel. And JR, let me say again, brother, thank you. It is my prayer one day we get to meet. JR actually lives on a street called Timbuktu. So, he said the first time he sent something, he said, now you know somebody from Timbuktu, which, you know, that's not shocking for me. What I want to do with this video, guys, this is going to be a two-part kind of series. This, I just wanted to take, there you go, Scab, stumbling around there, son. We're going to do the Donnie B all day drop test and the Donnie B all day throw it at the stump test. Now, what I wanted to do, guys, on this a little bit is just test the edge. Test it out, test the cutting abilities. It's obviously a chopper. There's no doubt about that. But it was made as an all-around knife. Now, the handle on this thing, I love. I absolutely love. It's over 5 inches long. It's perfect. It's G10. Got kind of a 3D pattern on it. What I wanted to do here, guys, tomorrow we're going to run around the woods and play. Today, I just wanted to show you a bunch of different tests. I wanted to test the edge to see how it held up. I didn't strop it. I didn't do anything to it. I got it just like JR sent it. You seen right out the rip, it was hair popping sharp. Here it did some shaving pretty good. And again, this was just kind of getting me warmed up. It warmed up. Now, I've said this a million times. The point of my videos is to try to test the knife in a manner where you could turn the volume off and still understand what was going on. And I want to kind of add to that. We've only been doing this for about 13 and a half months, something like that. So this isn't just a test of the knife. It's me trying to get better. There's going to be some things I screw up. I show them. Why? If you want if it was just a perfect, thing and we edit out all the bad and all the crap, then all you got's a commercial. And you don't have a true representation of the knife. And I want you to get that. And the other thing I want to say right here is this. Watch the knife. Don't watch me. Because I am, at best, a novice. That's just the truth. Which is a bigger testament to this knife than anything that a novice can use it. I can't say enough good about the knife. First impressions. I like the aesthetics of it. It's got a sharp spine. It's got a cool pattern on the blade. I like the look of it. It was made kind of a Bowie style, but it's got a Tonto or a Tanto tip, and that was to strengthen the tip. Work Tough said they wanted a knife that chops like a hatchet, stabs like a dagger, and cuts like a steak knife. Well, we're going to see if it does a couple of those things. Tomorrow we're going to do more chopping. The chopping you're going to see today is just kind of some straight down blows. I'm not trying to go through any of this with any speed. I just want to test the edge. It's a 56 to 58 Rockwell hardness. So far, and I'm not talking about this point in the video. I'm talking about after all the testing. No rolls, no chips, no damage, no nothing. And we do a little test at the end to test the sharpness. Did it hold its edge? We'll see. Now, we're going to do, we added a couple little things in. Some of these tests, you've seen before. Most of them you've seen before. I don't want the video to be redundant, but at the same time, I want a set standard that we do. Now, we did 3 good hard stabs into that red oak. from West Virginia. We did 3 or 4 good hard stabs into my cardboard iteration of whatever the hell this is supposed to be. Well, Scab, I just keep adding cardboard and duct tape. One is to show you a little bit of the penetration, but mainly, again, not only the edge. I mean, this is, it's cardboard. It may rub it down or something, but more the handle. The stab tests for me are more about the handle. Are there any hot spots? Is there any slippage? You see that big nice choil right there. And guys, listen, you can see the edge on that thing. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous edge. It really is. And it's offset by the pattern on the blade. I get that. But that's something to pay attention to through this whole thing. Now, here's some nylon rope, just kind of that ski rope type stuff. Pretty easy, nothing to it, but I wanted to do it enough. Again, the point of this, I didn't mean for it to be this long of a video, because that's a lot of narrating, son. As good looking as I am, and as much as I like looking at myself, well, that's a little long, but I did want to give you a good all-around look at the knife. Here it is. Now, here's a pull noodle. You say, Scab, what the hell are you doing? It's just a little different cutting medium, and watch, one-handed. That's the thing. I pulled the rope because I can't, that doesn't make any damn sense to use one hand with rope. But with the pool noodle with something a little stiff, I just want y'all to kind of see, glided right through it as it should, as it's supposed to. Some of this stuff, guys, now I had to do it this way to get it started, but some of this stuff, we just want to see that the knife knifes. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's some of that old coarse rope. And this is going to take a second to get through, but I'm telling y'all, I have a good little length of this stuff. This stuff right here is not easy to cut at all. At all. The Nomad did it pretty well, I gotta say. And for the way I was doing it again. Now, chopped it in two, no problem. There's no doubt in my mind that this is a great chopper, no doubt. And we did a little bit of chopping, and chopping's where my strength is. I mean, it just is. So, the one thing we want to try to do is show you every possibility of this blade. And if there's a couple tests you guys would like to see, leave them in the comments. If there's something that you'd like to see me try to attempt with a knife tomorrow, what I'm going to do is get out. I'm going to take the JX Omega. I'm going to take the JX5. I'm going to take this knife and just go out in the woods and bang and play and have a good time. Tomorrow's going to be more of an older choir boy cutlery style. That's why I wanted to get in some good testing today. Here's some paracord. And you say, Scab, this thing should cut this stuff. You're right. It should. That's why we're showing that it does. And it has no problem at all. The thing is this. I could have wrapped this up probably in about a 5-minute video and gave you a spectacular look at the knife, but I wouldn't have had as much fun, and you wouldn't have got to hear as much of my melodious tones. So this way, I'm doing yourself and myself a favor. Just look at it that way. Look at it that way. Now, there were also a couple of times where I could have traded. It chopped the, dang, I got to go out here and pick that up too. Megan will kill me. There were times that I could have moved my hand in a different position and made the cuts a little easier. But I got to thinking about it, and I've really been putting a lot of thought into the videos. I know you can't tell that, but I have. And one of my thoughts was, it's not always going to be a perfect situation. It's not always going to be a perfect scenario. You're not always going to be comfortable doing something. So there are certain times that I just went on with the cut. Does it look as good? No. But again, the knife knifed. That's the main thing that I want you to get out of my videos. It either will or it won't. And if you have to have a perfect situation for a knife to work, that may not be the knife you want to make sure you're relying on. Now, right here, the other thing I was impressed with, and I'm becoming more and more and more impressed with Work Tuff, is the control of the knife, the ability to control the knife. They make big knives. They do. There's no denying this. This is a 15 and 15.7 overall, I think, is the deal. with a 10-inch blade, but it's very controllable. Now, here's my Captain Caveman baton. I wanted to use it kind of, you're going to see a couple things with this. We're going to chop it. I wanted to chop the size down some. I wanted to show you how this thing chopped. It's about a 3-inch diameter, 3.5-inch diameter club, okay? Now, it is, I think it's some of that hackberry, that old tough hard wood, and it is a hard wood. The Nomad had no problem. I mean, zero problem. And again, I was not chopping for time or speed or anything else. I just wanted to bang on the edge a little bit and see how it held up. Now, right here, we did some chopping, and y'all have seen kind of what we've done. Not a ton of slicing, but a little. So right here, we're coming back to it. And now right here again, guys, here's the hand position that's not the greatest. I know that, but the knife still works. I love the knife. I think it's fantastic. I really, really do. And there's my Captain Caveman Club. Now, right here we go with the control, okay? Because I chopped, and then finally the wood busted. So, took it right here, was able to hit it within a couple of inches. You know, each time right where I wanted it to be. It come out perfect. Now, what I'm going to do on this next little test is we're going to take the piece that I cut off, and yes, we're going to do some batoning. However, this is going to be a different style. If you know anything, I think it's hackberry. I really need to look the damn thing up before I do a video next time. But this is a hard wood. So here's the thing, okay? We're going to go about halfway through, beat on it, spin it, halfway through, beat on it, spin it, halfway, like that, until we get through it. Now, you see I'm bringing some pretty heavy blows down on it, hitting it pretty hard. Why? Testing the edge. Will the edge hold up? We're going to go from this to some other tests designed to do the same thing. Now again, normally I would just chop this, okay? This knife would probably be better served to chop it, but I wanted to test the edge. And really, guys, honestly, I was more impressed after doing this, because we're going to come back at the end of the video and do a little paper cut and just see, you know. And after all of this, if it cuts paper, even if it just partially cuts it, it's doing well. Like I said, when I do a video, this is what, a 17-minute video? Good Lord. That's probably an hour and a half, 2 hours worth of doing, and then more time editing and stuff like that. But an hour and a half, 2 hours of straight beating and banging. Will you put this much abuse on it? No. I get that. That's why it's called a test. Now, camping trip, yeah, you're going to beat a knife up pretty good. I'm never going to be a one knife guy. I'm just not. However, I do like knives that are multi-purpose, multi-function, for the simple fact, and I've talked about this often here lately. What if something I broke my damn, that shows you how sharp the spine is. I broke my damn thing. So tomorrow, part of tomorrow, we'll be making a new baton. But my thing is this, guys. We're not always going to have the perfect scenario. You may have a perfect setup camping. And you see there, just take a good look. Man, that is a gorgeous blade. You see the tip. Showed you a good part of the choil. Now, the Tower of Doom. Now, here's the deal. Had a little hackberry up there. Here's the deal. Right there, okay, and I want to be clear. I really wasn't trying to stab that for penetration. That's why I went up where I already had it going a little bit. I don't want to ever try to mislead anybody on that. The other thing is this. Y'all see the writing on the tire, the raised writing? That's what I'm cutting through. So that goes again, the damn knife is sharp. I mean, it came out of the box super sharp. Now, we're going to turn around and do a push cut, more due to kind of safety. It did get pretty good penetration, guys. And then, I'm a little bigger than most, so I was able to push it through. Not everybody may be able to do that. I realize that. But it did penetrate probably about an inch, which is pretty good on a damn tire. And really, guys, we had some good cutting going on here. control of the knife. You see that choil through this whole thing. Now I'm leaning on it pretty good there, guys. Through this whole thing, there was no slippage, no hot spots, no anything, nothing. Never once had to worry about it coming out of my hand. Never once worried about it letting go. Superior job on the handle. Tomorrow, I cannot wait for. I'm so excited about tomorrow. Again, here's the situation, guys. I didn't put my thumb, I could have put my thumb back there behind the blade, probably should have, and made the cut a little easier, but I didn't have to. Why? It did what it was supposed to do. Now, here's a few cuts, just this old nylon bat bag. Thank God I got it on camera. You know old Scab will hold something down there around his knee, son, to get it done. Now, no problem. Again, could have put this on a flat surface and cut it, and it would have been easier. But I mean, what does that show? We don't live in a perfect world. Well, guys, listen, I got about a minute left, and then we got to jump off here and get ready to work. I want to take this time to say to each and every one of you, thank you. Thank you for riding with me. Thank you for all the support. You guys are supportive. You guys are always complimentary. If there is any critiques or criticism, they're done in a respectful way. And I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. I love you guys so, so much. And to everybody who has sent knives. And let me say this real quickly. I have right now, guys, I've got 5 or 6 guys' knives. I don't need it. Please don't send anything else for me to test right now. Once I get all this other stuff back to these folks, we'll open it up again. If there's something you want me to test, I'm excited. Now, this test, guys, and you can tell it's true because I'm sweating like a stuck pig back there. Look at this. After all of that, edge retention was phenomenal. And we did some things to beat up an edge. I didn't strop it. I didn't do anything. That's just normal. Awesome job work, Tuff. My boy Mikey says it best. Never give up, never surrender, and everything will be okay. I'm Scab, you're not, and I'm gone, son.